Hello there. Welcome back. We are going to be playing the Mandalorian Adventures today. Josh and I just set up the first mission, and we set it all up randomly. So nothing here is scripted.
Yeah.
We didn't like, hey, I know what's on top of the deck.
It's random.
It's random. So if we lose, that's on us. I'm playing the Mandalorian.
And I am IG-11.
And we're going to play the first mission here, and our goal is that we are trying to find the asset. And the asset is going to be on one of these face-down triangle tokens. We don't know which one. We're not going to actually be able to get into that bunker there until we find the two door controls. So there are going to be two tokens that are on these face-down circle tokens that look like this. So Josh and I are going to be fighting our way through, IG and I will be fighting our way through all of these enemies here, trying to unlock the doors so that we can get the asset. We're not going to explain all the intricacies of the game before we dive in. We're just going to start playing, and as we're kind of playing cards and stuff, we'll tell you exactly what's happening. So we're each going to start by drawing 4 cards from our deck. And then we get to look at our cards, and we get to decide. Either one of us can volunteer to go first. So I could go first. I could do something a little tricky, maybe.
Let's see what you got.
Actually, why don't you lead us off, because my thing's a little more tricky. If you're going to do something a little more simple, maybe.
Okay. I will do this. I will go ahead and play a 1 to move. That's going to allow me to move a single space. I will head this way.
So whenever you play a skill card, you get to activate the action that you played on for the value that he played. So he played the most basic card he has, which was a 1, and he's using it to move one
We're
space.
saving the fireworks for later. And I'm going to go ahead and play a 3 to intel, but it's my calculated risk. And so I can resolve the intel action and the text ability in either order. So let me go ahead and use the intel at a range of 3, so I can count 1, 2, 3. And I can peek secretly at what this is. And this is cooperative, so I will share with you.
Yeah.
There is a hidden trader mode in this game, but I will share with you that this is one of the door controls.
Okay.
So
He's
we
not
know we
allowed
want
to
to
show
go
it to
there.
me.
I cannot show it. And now I can use the calculated risk, the text portion of this. I can deal myself 1 damage to perform a free 3 strength action of my choice, even if I already performed it. So I will use that. I will deal myself a damage. It's kind of my shtick. I'll take a damage to go ahead and move 3 spaces, and I will move 1, 2, 3. I'll get right in here.
What the heck?
I'm going to go around, and so I am surrounded by enemies. However, I'm close to where I need to be. You can move into an enemy space, but a face-up enemy would stop my movement. And then I check each action pile at the end of my turn, and that's, we have a steps of our turn right here. So that is performing 2 actions, and then we check to see if any of these are at 5. None are, which means we skip the event step, and now I will draw back up to 4 cards. And it is the Mandalorian's turn.
All right. Well, I wish I could do the 2 actions we haven't seen yet, but I will first start by, I'm going to play a 3 card to planning here. And whenever you plan, you get to draw that many cards from the deck. So I played a 3. I get to draw 3 of these cards. And then I get to look at these and I get to keep 1. So I'm going to keep this retaliate card. And I'm going to put this defend card back on top of the deck because I have a feeling Josh is going to need it. And we're going to discard this other card. So you always keep 1, put 1 on top of the deck, discard the rest. So that was my first action. I would love to attack something, but I'm too far away. That's not good either. So I'm going to do something that might not look super smart, but I'm going to play a 2 to move here. So I can move 2 spaces. And you'll notice I played my flamethrower here. Normally I could use this ability to attack somebody in my space, but only if I play this on the attack action. So I decided, based on the other stuff that's in my hand, that I'm okay with not using the flamethrower for that right now. I just need to get a little closer to the action. At the end of my turn, we're going to check these piles again and see which one of them add up to 5. So the move action, there's a token here that says 2, 3, 4, 5. So we hit 5 exactly. Every time we hit 5, we need to resolve an event. So I'm going to flip over the top card of the deck. And this event says that melee enemies are going to move 3 spaces and then a sharpshooter or a blaster is going to attack somebody at range 2. So let's see, what melee guys? I'll have this guy move into my space. They always move towards the nearest character.
And you've got one more up here.
I only had to move
just
one.
one, okay.
And then this enemy that attacks, it's going to have to be Josh that gets attacked. So this blaster guy is going to attack him. He's going to take a 2nd damage. And then this event goes away. And all of the cards in that pile also get discarded. So one of them's mine, one of them's Josh. This token also goes away. Now we'll look at the other piles. This one's at 4. This one's also at 5. So we have to resolve a 2nd event on my turn. This says all melee enemies are moved 3 spaces. So this guy here is going to go 1, 2, 3. And then one of them is going to attack somebody in their space. So this guy here, he's attacking somebody at range 0, which is me. So I get attacked. I'm going to take a damage, please.
There you are.
Now, remember I got that retaliate card? I'm going to use that. I'm going to discard this retaliate. I get to deal 2 damage to an enemy that just attacked me. Guess what? This guy only has 2 health, so he is dead.
Nice. Good job.
All these cards get discarded, and that's the end of my turn.
Look a lot safer than I do. So what I'd like to do, I'm a little bit surrounded by enemies, and I can see that at the back of the event deck will always give you an indication of which enemies are going to activate. Unfortunately, the back shows all 3 icons, so I can't really be sure who's going to attack next. So what I will do is I will do a 4 attack to an enemy within range 1. That'll be this big axe enemy. He will be defeated. And then I will use draw their fire on the move action. So I will do the text ability first, which is to deal myself a damage once again. And then I can deal 2 damage to a threat within range 1. I use this before I would resolve any enemy abilities. So within range 1, I do have this this enemy here who has 1 health. He's on some a building here, some elevation. I can't cross this line, but I can attack through it. So I will attack him, and that defeats him, and I can move up to 2 spaces. I will move into this face-down token, revealing that it is a door control, and I will collect that as a free action on my turn. And then once again, we resolve events. So non-move attack is at 5, so we will resolve this event. This says the nearest enemy moves 1 space towards you.
Oh, no.
That's this guy. If it is in your space, it attacks you. I do get attacked again. This might be a very quick playthrough. This will now discard, if you would.
I'll take that.
I will discard this, and I will clear that token as well.
All right. Okay. Well, I feel like I should get into Josh's space because not only will that help us deal with the enemy, but it will, if enemies were to attack the nearest character, I would be in his space so I could take the damage instead. So I'll do this card here. So I'm playing a sneak attack. It's a move of 2, so I get to move 2 spaces. And the special ability says that if I moved, I get to deal 2 damage to an enemy in my space. So I'm going to deal him 2 damage. And unfortunately, I don't have many low cards in my hand, so I'm going to have to overkill this guy. I'm just going to play a 4 here.
Whew!
It's going to vaporize him. That happens.
Disintegration.
And I didn't get any events. All the piles are at 4 now, except for Planda, which is a little dangerous.
Thanks for doing that.
So now Josh is going to have to deal with that on his turn.
All right, we've
Luck,
got
buddy.
a really great setup here, though. So I do have my emergency repairs. The text ability says heal a damage from any character in your space that has 2 or less remaining health, even yourself. And that is my situation. So I will heal a damage from myself, one of the very, very few ways you can heal damage in the game. And then I can still take the plan of 1. And as you recall, Corey did take a plan action earlier, and he left to defend on top of the deck. So I now have the ability to block 1 damage. That was only my first action. I am indeed required to take 2 actions. And so let's do it this way.
I think we're going to get a crisis.
And we're going to have to get our first crisis, it seems like. But I can kind of take out some baddies. I'm going to use calculated risk once again. And I am going to, instead of intelling, I'm going to use it to move an enemy 1 space. So he is within range 2, and my range for intel is 3. So instead of looking at something, I can move an enemy one space with it. So I'll move this guy closer to us because now I can deal myself a damage. I'll use the defend to block that. And I can do a 3 strength attack action, which would remove this guy. Just kind of clearing some of the threats that are nearby. So now I do have one stack that is at 5 or more, and that's actually this one at 7. So we have to resolve our first crisis. When a stack is at 6 or more, we have to resolve the crisis. And for this mission, it is to place a damage token here. This is a track that when it fills, it will clear and spawn reinforcements, and those are going to start barricading the door. We don't want that to happen if we can help it. And then I still have to do an event. So it's both a crisis and you still resolve the event when you go over. So Swarm, maybe the worst card of the deck at this point in time for us, is we're going to spawn a reinforcement in the nearest star space. That's right here. So we're going to take from this reinforcement stack on the side and we're going to place a reinforcement right by the door. And then we spawn a reinforcement in the other star space. So again, we'll take from this stack and they spawn in face up. Again, trying to keep us from entering the compound there. This will now clear, if you would. Yeah. These are both my foolish actions that I took, and we'll clear this stack. And then it goes back to the Mando.
Yeah. So one of these enemies that we spawned here has an ability on it. This is the Sentry ability, and this ability is the only one that's in the first mission of the game. What it means is if you end your movement within range 1 of this enemy, you need to take a damage. So the normal attack action only lets us attack from 1 space away. So normally, you're going to be taking damage if you even get up close to attack these guys. But luckily, I've got my Ambient Phase Pulse Blaster. And this says, for this ability, instead of performing this attack, oh, I'm a little too close to him.
Yeah, you're only 2 spaces away. You're 3 spaces away from this guy.
I can deal 3 damage to an enemy at exactly range 3. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm first going to back up 1 space, and then I'm going to use my blaster 1, 2, 3, hit this guy. He's vaporized.
Beautiful.
Now we'll see what the events do for us. I maybe should have killed that one.
He was. We did what we did.
Oh, man.
We got to live with it.
No takesies, backsies. All right, the first event is Blaster Fire. 2 enemies are going to move 2 spaces.
1 space.
Are going to move 1 space. He's going to move 1. He's going to move 1. And then 2 of them are going to attack somebody within range 2. You're going to take 1 damage. See, I should have stayed there. That was a terrible play for me. Yeah, that was that event. Losing the game. All right, over here we get another crisis. So we need another token on this track.
Okay.
And then the melee enemies are all moving 2 spaces. There are no melee enemies. We defeated all of them. So this card does nothing. Anytime a card does nothing, we need to spawn a reinforcement on the nearest star space. So all my hard work is undone. Yikes.
Yeah, the game will reinforce itself. If you're strategic and you want to try and like outsmart the event deck to take out all enemies of one type, the game will respond to that by reinforcing in response, so that an event will always do something. Wow. Okay, everything's fine.
Maybe you fall back, Josh.
I might need to fall back. I will play a 1 on plan, but it does match the plan action. You'll see that the boost icon matches. That means it's worth +1 only when played on the matching icon. This is actually a 2 plan. I can draw 2 of these cards, and I can keep 1. Wonderfully timed to get another defend, and I'll discard this bad luck card. So that was step 1 of the master plan. It went great. I will now use, I don't know, it's not really in my programming to back up. I don't know if I want to do that. I will use, let's do this. Let's intel. So I don't trigger the bonus on this action because this icon does not match this one, and so it's just worth 3. But I can intel this corner down here to see if we need to go here. So that is, for the people playing at home, a bad guy. We don't want to go there, which is good. We know we want to head north. And you'll notice we've avoided this area because of the sentries. We're going to have to probably head that way anyways. But at the end of my turn, there were no events. It goes back to the Mandalorian.
All right, I've got a really simple turn here. I'm just going to move 2 spaces, and I'm going to attack for 3, and I'm going to take out this blaster.
Excellent.
And once again, no events are at 5, so.
And I'm shuffling because my deck ran out. As soon as any deck in the game runs out, you go ahead and shuffle it immediately. And then you did some great things there. Real proud of you. I am going to... Sentries are so scary. Let's move to... Get up towards here.
Okay.
I don't want to get hit yet. And then I will go ahead and do a 2 attack to take out this blaster enemy. And I only trigger 1 event then, because that attack action is now at 5. So we're going to move 1 melee enemy 3 spaces, but he'll stop right in my space. We'll move a blaster enemy 2. There are none on the board. And then we move a sharpshooter 1 space. I can choose either, but we probably want this guy closer so we can attack him without having to move to him and take the damage. So I'll clear that out. That was like really best case scenario.
That worked out pretty well, honestly.
Not my first rodeo.
Yeah. So we've got a question mark on the top of the event deck, which isn't a good sign. But I think I'm just going to... I'm going to eliminate this guy with 1 attack. He's easy, so just take him out, please. And then I'm going to play a 1 on plan, which says, instead of performing this action, I get to search the planning deck and discard pile for a defend card. So I'm going to take that defend card from the discard pile.
Okay.
And it says shuffle the deck as well. So that's it. I almost should be triggering more events because then you have to, if I don't.
It's okay. I might deal myself another damage. It's fine. All right, let's do this. I'm going to put a big 4 attack on this melee guy. It won't quite kill him, but it'll start that process for us. And then I will do an intel action. Okay. I'm not going to do anything crazy. I'm just going to intel 2 away. Again, I can intel 3 elevation and see what this is.
Please be the door controls.
It is another enemy with sentry. We don't want to go that way. So we know by process of elimination, the other door control is here or it's here. I do trigger 2 events on my turn. The first is on action. Deal 1 damage to any character. I will elect you, the Mandalorian, to take that.
I'll take it.
Thank you.
I could have blocked with my defend, but I think at this
you that
point,
card
I
back.
don't need to.
And then this one here is flip the nearest face down threat face up.
Hey, we know what that is.
The nearest face down threat is this one, and it is a bad guy.
That sentry
so
enemy, yeah.
Not great.
Okay. Draw attention. Let me figure out the best way to do this.
There's so many sentries.
I'll be a little sneaky. I'm going to move 1 space, and I'm going to play this tracking fob. So first, I'm going to do the intel to look at what this is. That's a health pack,
Oh.
which could be helpful to you. It means the door controls are down there. But the main reason I played this is that I can move 1 space ignoring enemy abilities. So I can move over here and I can ignore the sentry so I don't get delta damage. And I'm right next to him, so that next turn I can just blast him.
Well timed. Very good.
So we do have a pile at 5 here, so we'll get an event. It says spawn a reinforcement at the nearest star, which will be right here. And then 1 sharpshooter is going to hit somebody at range 3. So this guy, he'll attack. I'm the nearest person. I'll use my defend to just block that.
Okay.
Glancing blow off my helmet.
I kind of want to go get that health pack. However, the sentry is guarding it. It would be nullified pretty quickly. So
You could get to those door controls.
I will. I can't move through face-up enemies, so this guy has to go. I'm going to do a 3 attack. He's within range 1. He has 2 health. He's gone. And then I can go ahead and indeed move 3. 1, 2, 3, revealing that. Man, if you lied, that would have been hilarious. And this is indeed a door control. So the door now is unlocked. We can interact through this. We can use intel through it. We can move through it. And we are able to go to the event step now. And there are no events triggered, so it is your turn.
All right. I'm going to move 2 spaces again with my sneak attack. And then deal 2 damage to an enemy in my space, which takes out this guy. Pow.
Excellent.
And then for my last action, shoot, whatever I do is going to give us a crisis, which is going to spawn a reinforcement. So I might as well play this one. I'm going to play a 4 on intel. So I'll get to look at one of these tokens. Let's look at this one. That is the asset.
Okay.
So Josh, we just need to get in there.
Okay.
And we win. But I'm not quite there yet. First, we've got to end of my turn. This pile's at 5. So we've got a sharpshooters. 2 of them are attacking people at range 3. So I'm going to get attacked again.
He can't reach you.
1, 2, 3. You're right. I'm out of range of him.
You are out of range.
After an enemy attacks me in 1 space. Okay, so this card doesn't do anything, which honestly is not good because it's going to spawn a reinforcement on the nearest star. I almost would have rather take the damage there.
Right.
And then this pile's at 8, which causes a crisis. So we place a damage token here. And since there's 3 tokens here, we're going to get a reinforcement on the star space with the fewest enemies. So they're guarding the door. That's a pain in the butt. All right. This clears. And we get an event. Spawn an enemy in your space.
Oh my goodness.
And a blaster attacks somebody at range 2. So I'll just have this guy shoot me. I'll need 1 more damage, please.
There you go.
Thank you. All right. I'm like half dead. We're okay. You're going to win the game for us here, Josh, right?
No, I'm not. Oh, shoot. Okay. Let's do this way. I will...
If you can clear a path, even.
I can clear a path. I can do that. All right. So I'll move this guy. I have to use a 4 to do... I don't have to use a 4. I can use a 3. All right. This guy is 2 away. I'll actually use that to move him closer to me. And then I will use a 4 to take him out.
Impressive.
And then I have to do a crisis, which will put a damage on this track.
Oh, and the event deck ran out.
The event deck ran out.
Should have done that before. We could have seen what the top
Could
card
have seen
was.
what was going to happen, but it's okay. I'm confident. Feel good.
All right.
I
Well,
think.
it's a question mark, so.
I feel less good. Flip the nearest face-down threat face up. So the nearest face-down threat now is this or this.
Oh, they're equal?
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'll do the
1,
health
2,
tag.
3,
We know what
4.
that is.
We know this is not a bad thing. So that was not bad at all. Discard that, and you are ready to go.
All right. I think this is where we win it. I'm going to do it with style, though. First, I'm going to play my flamethrower here, deal 2 damage to an enemy in my space, so vaporize him. And then this is in addition to the normal attack, so I also get to deal 2 damage to that guy. And then I'm just going to move 3 spaces, 1, 2, 3. And this says, oh, we got to flip this token face up. It is the asset, and so if we survive till the end of my turn, we'll win.
Which,
luckily, I avoided events this turn, so that's it.
that'll do it. Good job. Well played. A lot closer than it needed to be, I'll tell you that. That's the risk reward of IG-11 was on full display today.
Yeah. No, I think it went well. It felt a little tense, and as you can see, we're like experts for this game. We're playing on normal difficulty. There is veteran difficulty, which usually both of us play on.
Yeah.
There's also higher difficulty levels that you unlock later in the game. And there's also a trader mode where if we'd been playing that, I might not have been happy with what IG was telling me.
You might have been wondering why I'm triggering so many events.
Yeah,
So I'm just a bad player, that's all it is. But it looks suspicious. But no, that was great. We've played this mission so many times. I still have a ton of fun with it. Well played. Good job.
Good game. So thanks for watching. I hope that this was fun for you. And as you play more of the game, you're going to get more complex missions. You're going to get more diverse cards in your deck. You're going to get more events, more enemy abilities, more complicated missions. There's so much more for this game to offer than just what you've seen here.
Yeah. Thank you again. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye.